They were massive, towering over ordinary men, with skulls too large to wear any crown. And then, they vanished. In the late 1800s, newspapers across America reported something astonishing. Giant human skeletons unearthed across the country, some measuring 10, 12, even 15 feet tall. And then, nothing. Not one bone on display. Not one skeleton preserved. Nothing in any museum. Some believe the answer lies not in the earth, but in the vaults of the Smithsonian Institution. This is the story of ancient giants, the Bible, and a cover-up too big to be believed. The earliest stories of giants aren't found in modern blogs or conspiracy videos. They're found in the oldest texts humanity holds sacred. Genesis chapter 6 verse 4 says, "There were giants in the earth in those days, mighty men of old, men of renown. They were called the Nephilim, children of celestial beings and human women." In the book of Numbers, Hebrew spies say, "We saw giants, and we seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes." Then there's Goliath, the 9-foot-tall warrior who fell to David's stone. But these stories aren't unique to the Bible. Norse mythology tells of frost giants. Native American tribes speak of cannibal giants with red hair. Sumerian tablets mention rulers who reigned for tens of thousands of years. From Egypt to Peru, India to the American Midwest, nearly every ancient culture whispers the same strange truth. Giants once walked among us. Coincidence, or something long forgotten? From 1850 to 1930, a strange pattern emerged in America. Hundreds of newspaper reports told the same story. Skeletons, massive bones, buried in mounds, dug up by farmers, soldiers, and explorers. These discoveries were not just local legends. The New York Times published a headline in 1912, "Giant skeleton unearthed near Lake Delavan, 12 feet tall." Other reports came from Ohio, West Virginia, and California. Some of the skeletons had double rows of teeth. Others had 6 fingers. Some had skulls elongated and misshapen in ways modern science can't explain. And in nearly every case, the bones were sent to one place, the Smithsonian Institution, and they were never seen again. When pressed for answers, the Smithsonian stated, "No such skeletons exist in our archives." That should have ended the conversation. But in 2014, a story went viral, claiming the Smithsonian had admitted to destroying thousands of giant skeletons in the early 1900s. The headlines were sensational and fake. The story was satire, but the public reaction? Very real. Because for many, the idea of a cover-up didn't sound far-fetched. It sounded familiar. Why were these reports so common in the past, but completely absent in today's archaeology? Where did the bones go? Why have no remains ever made it into public museums? The questions remain, and the silence speaks volumes. Skeptics offer explanations. They say these skeletons were misidentified animal bones, or that the height measurements were exaggerated, that people in the 1800s loved hoaxes, and newspapers thrived on sensationalism. There's truth in that. The Cardiff Giant, for example, was a complete fabrication, and it fooled thousands. But not every report came from a hoaxer. Not every photo was fake. Not every witness was lying. And even if 99 of them were, what if one was real? That would be enough to change everything, because it means there's a missing chapter in our history, a chapter we're not allowed to read. So why would giants be covered up? Some say it's about science. Giants don't fit our evolutionary models. Others say it's about control, that history must be neat, linear, predictable. Giants, literal titans of flesh and bone, don't belong in that story. So instead of rewriting history, we erased it. History is not just what survives, it's what we're allowed to remember. The giants may not have vanished. Maybe we just stopped looking.